Wordthief is a game where you make words and then you steal other people's words, and there's a reason why you haven't heard about it. Let's talk about it. What does that even mean, Bowers Game? Ahoy there, YouTube! We're back again today for another Thoughts from the Corner with my good friends Ronnie and Adam. We're talking about Wordthief from Fabulous Games. This is a game for all ages. That's a lie.
It's just Fabby Games.
From 9 to 99. I like how it says it's for all ages, but it's from 9 to 99. And in this game, this is a really simple game where you are going to get dealt some of these cards. And on these cards, you are going to have letters and also some numbers on them. Think Scrabble. So like this J is going to be worth 8 points. You're going to have 7 cards in your hand, and you'll be like, what kind of word can I make on my turn? Because on your turn, you have 2 options. You can either make a word from the cards in your hand, or you can steal someone else's word that they had made in the past and make sure that you either add a card to it, so you can turn fart into farts. I don't know why that one popped in my brain. Or you can steal their word and you can break it up into 2 separate words as long as you take one of the cards from your hand and do it. So for that instance, you could steal somebody's fart and you could make heart and off or something from the cards in your hand. You're then going to score points. It's done in poker chips, or there's a score pad. It's kind of weird to say whichever one you want to use, but that's cool. More choices. And then it goes on to the next player. You draw back up to that. There's also a trump that's going to be out because it is like a standard deck of cards where it'll have clubs and hearts and whatnot. And if you happen to get all of the same suit, you can score bonus points. Plus, if you use all the same suit, your words cannot be stolen. Because when people steal your words, you lose the points for that word and you have to put the chips back in. It has an interesting premise. But what do you think about it? Who wants to start?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting that you had to make those the words with all the same suit, and there was a good variety of letters with different suits on them. There are a lot of letters and words, so like Ronnie enjoyed making really long words, but that I was able to steal and make different words that I then locked in place.
Yeah, because if you make longer words, past I think it's like 5 letters, you can score bonus points. So it's 5 bonus points, and the bonus points can't be stolen. So your 5-letter word might be a word that sucks and gets stolen, but you're going to get those bonus points, which can't be stolen. So there's a little bit of the strats on that, which way you want to go.
Yeah. But
I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't feel like Robbie. And by the way, Adam, very good at word games. I think that's important to mention. And you enjoy them? Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my thoughts. I was really annoyed by, it seems like stealing a word and breaking it up seems like the obvious choice. Like, if you can do that, that's what you should do. And really, your goal is to get make your word in all the same set. So, like, often what I was doing on my turn, I was like, can I make, like, a 3 or 4 letter word and just make a set? Because, one, that doubles the points. Doubling the points is really effing good.
And it can triple it as well, because there's one card out there that's trump.
Yeah, and, I mean, some of the letters, one letter's worth, like, 10 points. So if you double that, 20, triple it, 30. And, I mean, that's a lot of points. That is a lot of points. So that's really what you're trying to do. And it also, I feel like a small change to the rules that I would personally think would make this a much better game is if you steal a word and break it up into 2, I think one of those 2 words needs to be longer than the word you stole.
That would make stealing words really difficult here. Because that would also add to the analysis paralysis greatly.
That's true. I actually don't understand why it's even in the rules that you can just add on to a word. Like, what?
Because that's the rule.
But why is it there? Why would you do that?
Because that's fabulous from the Fabulous Games.
I do think you should literally never do that. Like, I don't think one person did it in our game. I don't think that happened one time. But I also don't
steal it and make it longer.
Yeah.
Well, it's also a lot more difficult too.
But you can rearrange
just add
it.
an S to a lot of words.
Yeah.
Or an ED.
Or an EST.
If you get those, if you only have 7 cards in your hand.
Well, there's quite a few S's.
I did not hate the game, but I didn't really enjoy it. I feel like it definitely falls into the same trap of a lot of word games where if you have a large, robust vocabulary, it's really going to help. There's also not anything in the rules about challenging people's words, so it's just kind of like people just throw out whatever the hell and hope it works because there's no penalty to it, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I don't know. It just didn't hit for me. Maybe it's because I suck at it, but I feel like there was too much downtime between turns.
Yeah, timer might help. And the timer ends, you just take a card and move on with your
Lose
life.
5 points, take a card.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if it were just making a word out of the cards in your hand, and there are some wilds in there too, that would be relatively easy. But you also have at your arsenal, you can steal anyone's cards as long as they haven't suited them up. So essentially you're looking at these cards, these cards, these cards, those cards. You might have like 7 separate piles of cards you're looking at, especially towards the end game where you're like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do the other thing. Which I guess is a good thing because that will keep you entertained between turns. But I don't know. I feel like this one just outstayed its welcome for me.
Yeah, I can see that. I agree.
Alright.
It's okay. It's not great by any means.
You're an okay? I feel like I'm in the okay range as well.
Nah, I didn't like it.
Bad or terrible?
Only bad, not terrible.
Okay. So here's the question I always like to ask. If I was going to hand this to you, would it warrant a spot on your shelf?
It would not, because I don't know that I would ever have anyone to play this with.
Yeah, I definitely feel like with this word game, you also want to be on an even playing field. Like, it says it's for, like, if you play this with a 9-year-old, you're going to kick the snot out of them. So you have to be on that. Would you want this on your shelf, Ronnie?
If they upgraded the poker chips to, like, good poker chips,
I might just take the poker chips.
Yeah, I'd take the game then.
Yeah.
But with this crappy poker chips, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, there's a reason that you probably haven't heard of this one, and it's because it's not great. But there you go. Wordthief from Fabby Games. It looks like it might be your cup of tea. Good luck. Thanks for your time, YouTube. This video is brought to you by all of my amazing Patreon supporters, and I would love it if you would join their ranks and have your name immortalized in the end of many of my videos for the end of time. But consider for only $1 a month, and as always, thanks for stopping by.